Hi everyone, I'm John. I'm a Danish designer with over 25 years of experience. I'm here to show you how to create your own personal patterns and so you can experience the feeling of clothes that actually fits. In this video, I'm going to go through different design options. If you have been following along and tried out my patterns, there's different ideas you can use. But if you haven't, check out my previous videos if you want to create clothes that actually fit. My previous videos are about the pencil skirt pattern, the dress pattern, corset pattern, and the sleeve pattern. And all these patterns, you can actually create whatever you want. There is endless possibilities. So if you want to try it out, you can download my size chart for free and get started that way. So follow along and check out my descriptions below. And if you like what I'm doing, leave a like or subscribe to my channel. And I will see you next time. So today I'm going to show you different design options. If you have been following along and constructed all the basic patterns in this video series, there is endless possibilities to create whatever you want. I will just give you a few examples. Let's start with the pencil skirt. So here you have the center back and center front. So if you want to vary this skirt, there's plenty of possibilities. You can, of course, extend it. And you can add some width to it from the hip or from wherever you want. Just remember to align the seams so they fluctuate at the bottom. You can also decide to make the skirt in panels. Continue the line from the dot down. Cut it apart. And then after you cut it apart, you add even more width, like that, on each side. You can decide to alter the seam line at the bottom by making it higher or asymmetric, like going down like that, and continue on the back like this. Just remember to have it perpendicular at the center front and the center back. And then you will have a different kind of skirt. And you add the width from that line instead. Of course, you can put this line here different places if you want. You can go down, you can do the opposite. Start it on the back piece up here and go down. Just align it on the side so it has a nice flow. You can decide to add a full or half circle instead on these lines by constructing half a circle like that. Or a full circle. The full circle you construct by taking the waist circumference and divide it by 2 times pi. Pi is 3.14, and you will have to write that is for when you want to make a full skirt from the waistline. Of course, you need to measure these lines all around to add a full circle from here. You measure this and put it here instead and divide it by 2 times pi. Half a skirt is the same, just divide it by pi. And you have the radius to draw the line. Same here. You have the radius to draw this circle, and then you add the length you want. It could be shorter in the front or in the back, and you adjust the circle like this, or the opposite, of course. It's for your imagination. Try out different options. Of course, you can also make the skirt, decide to make the skirt in panels. Here you have the 2 pieces again. You can either decide to have 6 panels all around or 8 panels. What you do, you measure the front piece and the back piece without the darts. And then you construct and you measure the hip line, and then you construct a square that has the same width as the hip. Let's put it here, and you find the center, put the waist. You take the waist and divide it into how many pieces you want. For each piece, there's a difference in the measurements here. The front is a bit bigger than the back because of the behind. So the waistline is a bit smaller here. So you take that measure, and for the full back, this measure times 2, divide it into how many pieces you want, and add that number here. After that, you can decide where you want to have the width. like that. Lower, down here instead. Just remember to align the seams where you sew them together, like I showed you in the corset pattern. Of course, you can make a full or half a circle with these patterns too. It will actually have a nicer fit. So you divide it up into panels and you spread them out. You put the dart together and add the pieces like that. And you can decide how much you want to spread them and decide how much width you want in the skirt. Maybe less than half a circle or a full circle. You go up like that. But remember the hip line. That's what makes the difference for the fit. You have this line. Instead of the straight circle. So there's no shape in these one. They will work, but they are more suitable for adding some width at the skirt instead. Of course, these options that I went through here, you can add that for the dress pattern also. You just need to figure out what kind of design you want. So you have the basic dress pattern here. You have different options. You can make a boat neckline like that. You can make a wider circle neckline like that. You can make a V neckline like that. You have different options for the seam lines. You can make a princess cut like this. You can decide to have the seam lines all up to the shoulder. And you can decide to put the dart here from the sideline up to the bust, and then you have other incisions here like that. There's plenty of options. You have to try up different possibilities. What you can do also, if you want something very different, you can add different lines, different shapes to the dress, so it's kind of asymmetric. So you can have a line like that, and you can have a line from here, so they kind of continue like that. You can decide to connect them and cut them apart and make it in different colors or fabrics. The same for these incisions. You can decide to extend them all the way up and down and cut it apart and then use different fabrics or colors to make a design. Again, you can choose also to add the full circle, or you can make the panels like I just showed you before, where you cut all the pieces apart and you add the width, or you can add the circle like that if you go up on the front and continue like that on the back. Measure this circumference and add a circle, or continue the panels like I showed you in the skirt, like this. So it's only your imagination that puts a limit to the design. Try different things out. And of course you can combine the skirt with the dress by, for example, make the dress shorter, add some width, and then you can combine it with the pencil skirt under like that. Again, you can even add a different design here, like I just showed you. You can add the half circle or full circle, like that. Try different necklines again, and different options for the incision and darts. Panels all over. So this, of course, you can even make shorter, and you can add these extensions wherever you want. Just remember to measure to get the right fit for the addition. There's plenty of options for sleeves too. You can decide to cut the sleeve, make a short sleeve. Remember to have it perpendicular on the seam lines. Try different lengths. If you cut a sleeve, you can also add a circle like I just showed you with the skirt. If you want a different sleeve, cut this out, spread it, and you will have a white sleeve at the bottom. It will look like you have the sleeve like that, and this part will look like that. And you sew that. Remember to measure again, and then you sew this together. You can also decide to make some pleats, cut this up, and spread it out. And make the pleat before you sew it to the armhole. You can again add something else, either the straight piece you can add back, or you can add some width if you want. There's different ways of making pleats. You can decide to have them like that or the opposite, and you can decide to have an overlap like this. And of course you can use the corset pattern in combination with the rest of the basic patterns if you want to achieve a different look. Again, you can vary this line, make it more down like that. You can make a heart-shaped neckline. Remember to have a seam in the middle for it to be more solid. You can change these lines by cutting up the pattern and add them to the piece next to it, just to have a more suitable cut, like narrow waist. You can decide to stop the corset here. If you want to add a skirt, I would recommend you extend the inner corset down so there's more support to hold up the dress. So you finish the outer dress here and you have the inner corset to hold up the dress. And you add the skirt like that. Or you can decide to add the skirt here if you want the extended corset that goes over the hip. You add the skirt here. This can be long or it can be short. And of course, again, you can combine it with the short pencil skirt or a longer pencil skirt. So you have different design options. try out different options. And if you're interested, I have plenty of examples that I've done throughout the years. I will, if you're interested, I will show you some of them in another video and explain a little bit about their design and the ideas behind. I hope this was usable and that you have gained enough knowledge to try out some of these options. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.